Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Before I started the presentation, let me introduce myself first. My name is Qistina Batrisyia, Binti Zainal. I will explain about the skill mismatch in the technology industry, which will bridge the gap between educational and digital workforce needs. So, what is the digital skill gap? Digital skill gap definition is a growing structural challenge where university curricula struggle to keep pace with the rapid evolution of the technology industry. While educational institutions graduates thousands of students annually, a significant disconnect existed. The companies are desperate for talent, yet the fresh graduates are lack the practical competency required for organizational growth. This mismatch is not just about lack of workers, but a misalignment between the theoretical knowledge provided by the traditional education and the specific high-demand technical skills required by an AI-driven economy. So, why is this issue is still happening? The persistence of this gap is driven by a fundamental acceleration problem. Technological progress, particularly in the AI, automation, and the cloud computing move at an exponential rate, while educational frameworks are inherently slow and static. Furthermore, traditional academic models often prioritize the formal credential and theoretical construct over the dynamic capabilities needed for a workforce to adapt to new tools. As a result, the knowledge imparted to a student in their first year of university is often obsolete by the time that they graduate or 4 years later. So let's break down the factors that drive to the skill mismatch. The first one is slow administrative curriculum updates. There is a significant time lag in the process of updating university course content in response to market changes. In many public universities, the Minister of Higher Education and internal boards have strict multi-layered approval steps. Consequently, it can take 2 to 3 years to modify a syllabus, often making the material outdated by the time a student graduates. For instance, a student may spend several months learning older programming language, while the industry has already transitioned to advanced automation and cloud frameworks. Hence, the graduates enter the workforce with a theoretical knowledge that does not align with the current software tools and technical standards used by the employers. To continue, the next factor is rapid rise of AI and cloud infrastructure. Technological innovations like generative AI and the cloud computing are advancing faster than the talent supply that can be trained. A large-scale investment in data centers and AI infrastructure create a specialized job roles before educational institutions have the capacity to develop a corresponding classes or train a faculty. According to the 2024 Accelerating AI Skills Report by the AWS, over 9 out of 10, which is a 93% employees, are expected to use generative AI tools on the job by 2029. However, the same report revealed that 81% of Malaysian employers struggle to find the AI talent that they need. Therefore, a severe supply-demand mismatch occurs that lead to the numerous high-paying tech vacancies that local graduates are unable to fill. Moreover, the third factor is emphasis on theory over practical applications. Many academic programs prioritize written examination and memorization over a hands-on with technical skills. The traditional grading system often reward individual memorization rather than collective problem solving or real-world simulations. This lack of experiential learning prevents the students from understanding how to apply concepts in professional settings. For instance, a computer science graduate might pass a theoretical exam on network safety but fail to configure a real cloud firewall during a technical job interview. Hence, the employers frequently report that the fresh graduates lack critical technical capabilities and essential soft skills like teamwork. Lastly, the factors is curricular rigidity and lack of agility. Educational systems, particularly in developing nations, often suffer from inflexible academic frameworks. This rigidity hinders the ability of institutions to quickly modify their offerings to align with the shifting requirements of specific sectors like IT or engineering. It prevents the integration of emerging domains such as data science and cybersecurity into the core curriculum in a timely manner. For example, universities in some developing contexts face massive obstacles in updating their hospitality or tech programs, it resulting in graduates entering the workforce poorly prepared for industry expectations. So, the inability to prioritize the educational content lead to the outdated systematic skills and a workforce that is ill-suited for a rapidly changing in the labor market. Move forward to the impacts of the skill mismatch in technology industry. Firstly, a high graduate and unemployment and underemployment. Many tech graduates struggle to secure jobs that are relevant to their field of study. It is because the graduates lack this exact competency employee desire, which they face a constant rejection. So to survive, many accept a low-paying contract-based work or administrative positions that do not utilize their degree. For example, a data science graduate might end up working as a e-hailing driver because they lack the practical experience to pass a senior data engineering test. So, this results in a waste of academic degrees and contributes significantly to youth unemployment rates. So, secondly, the massive talent deficit in critical tech sectors. The shortage in specialized areas like cybersecurity and engineering leave the national digital infrastructure vulnerable. When the talent pool is too shallow, companies cannot properly protect their system or develop new applications which slow the overall business growth. For example, Malaysia currently faces a critical shortage of approximately 10,000 to 12,000 cybersecurity professionals needed to secure its digital economy. Hence, the local businesses face high operational risk and struggle to compete with the neighboring digital economies. Thirdly, extreme wage competition and talent brain drain. The scarcity of local talent drives up salaries and causes the skilled professionals to seek opportunities abroad. Large multinational corporations compete fiercely for the few available experts, which pushing the salaries beyond what a local SMEs can afford. Simultaneously, the top talent often migrates to countries that offer better compensation packages. For example, tech salaries for roles like chief technology officers in Malaysia have skyrocketed, while many cybersecurity graduates choose to move directly to Singapore or Dubai. Hence, small local businesses are left with untrained staff, making it difficult for the broader economy to digitize to equally. Lastly, it reduces the organizational productivity and efficiency. The mismatch lead to significant operational inefficiency within the workforce. Both overqualification, where the education exceeds the job needs, and underqualification, where the skills are still lacking, result in the workers not being utilized to their full potentials. This creates a mismatch that hampers a company's capacity for innovations. For example, inefficient labor allocation caused by the skill mismatch has been shown to result in wage penalties and diminish the productivity across rapidly evolving the industry. Therefore, organizations lose their competitive edge and face increased costs due to the constant needs for remedial training. Let's see the solution to handle this issue. First one, stronger university industry for design partnership. So, university and tech companies must collaborate directly to create and update the course content. Instead of waiting for administrative approval, university can invite industry experts to serve as an advisor or guest lecturers. So this ensures that the curriculum reflects the tools and methods that currently used in the labor market. For example, the Premier Digital Tech Institution (PDTI) initiative by MDEC helps the Malaysian university align their syllabus directly with industry needs. Hence, these students learn the exact coding tools and systems used in the real market, which closing the skill gap before the graduation. So, next is the mandatory work integrated learning and a longer internship. So, educational leadership should prioritize the practical work placement as a core component of graduation requirements. Standards the 3 months of internship are often too brief for a meaningful learning. Extending this to a 6 month or using a cooperative work study models allows the students to get authentic professional experience. For example, replacing a final year theoretical exam with a 6 month industrial project that solves a real business problem for a local tech firm. Therefore, the graduates enter the workforce with a professional portfolio and require significantly less on-the-job training. Furthermore, promoting a micro certificates and professional training, the students should be encouraged to earn short-term professional badges alongside their formal degrees because technology updates monthly. So the micro credentials from industry leaders are the fastest ways to learn specific skills like AI or cloud security. The government aid can help subsidize this external exam for students. For example, the students taking a professional courses from a vendors like AWS, Microsoft, or Cisco while studying for their university degrees. Hence, hundreds of thousands of workers and students can be systematically reskilled that keep the national workforce agile and competitive. Lastly, it's integrating soft skill development. Educational framework must balance the technical training with uniquely human interpersonal skills as AI takes over the routine task skills like critical thinking, communication, leadership, and adaptability become more valuable. So the employers look for individuals who can not only use the technology but also collaborate effectively in the teams. For example, teaching a student not just how to use generative AI to create reports, but how to critically interpret this report and communicate the report's findings to a stakeholder. So, this holistic approach ensures the graduates are well-rounded and can leverage the digital tools effectively in a complex work environment. To sum up, resolving the technology skill mismatch is essential for Malaysia's future economic prosperity. By transitioning from a static, textbook-heavy model to a fluid framework centered on industry collaboration, practical experience, and a lifelong learning, the nation can ensure its graduates are future-ready. A unified effort between educational leaders and the private sector will create a clear path for our students to transition successfully into a higher impact digital careers. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening.